recorded. Um, so that is that, right? So once again, for those of you who have just tuned in, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is CY. I'll be your host this afternoon. Today we're here for the live podcast titled Why Choose Medicine at SEGi University with USMLE Pathway. And our speaker today is the Dean of Faculty of Medicine at SEGi University and Colleges, Major General Professor Dr. Muhammad Zain Bidin. A little bit of background about Professor Dato. Major General Professor Dato Dr. Muhammad Zain is more than a distinguished academic. He's a builder of institution, a pioneer in medical education, and a leader who has transformed the field of medicine in Malaysia. As the founding dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Defence Health at the National Defence University of Malaysia, Dato Professor Dr. Zain established the faculty from the grounds up. His leadership encompassed everything from curriculum development and faculty recruitment to facility design and accreditation, ensuring a robust foundation for future medical professionals. In addition to his roles in academia, Major General Professor Dr. Muhammad Zain has held prestigious leadership positions, including Chief Medical Officer for the Malaysian F1 Grand Prix and the chair of Malaysia's National Sports Institute. His accolades includes the fabulous Global Education Leaders Award 2019 and the Education Excellence Award in 2015. So without further ado, let me introduce to everyone Dato Professor Dr. Muhammad Zain, the Dean for Faculty of Medicine at SEGi University. Good afternoon, Professor Dato.
Good afternoon, Siwai. Thank you for the nice words. Appreciate it
You're
very
most
much.
welcome. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join us. We understand that you're a very busy person. So we will jump straight into our topic today, and that is why choose medicine at SEGi University with USMLE pathway. The first question that I have for you, Prof. Dato, the MBBS program at SEGi University Malaysia is a 5 years program. Prof. Dato, can you briefly walk us through the program?
Okay, I will just brief you all shortly because most medical programs in Malaysia are the same. It's 5 years compared to Indonesia, which is 6 years. Our degree is called MBBS, whereas in Indonesia it's called MD. MD means medical doctorate or doctor of medicine. Ours is MBBS, it's called medical baccalaureate, and then BS means bachelor of surgery. So a lot of people, especially from Indonesia, is affected by the word surgery. But the curriculum in most parts of the world are a bit similar, if maybe 5% differences. So at SEGi MBBS, we start with 2 years of preclinical. So during these clinical years, students learn the basic medical sciences such as anatomy, physiology, pathology, biochemistry, pharmacology, is all the basic medical sciences knowledge that will be used when you go to clinical. But the good thing is about the current medical curriculum is that all these medical sciences subjects are correlated with the clinical scenarios. In my olden days, for example, when I learned anatomy, I just study anatomy of the human body or biochemistry of the human body without any clinical correlation. But now we study by system. For example, in the first month, we learn about the cardiovascular system. So what we teach is what is the anatomy of the cardiovascular system? What is the physiology? How does the cardiovascular system, the heart, the vessel function? And then the pathology, what are the diseases affecting the cardiovascular system? And then the pharmacology, what are the drugs to be used for all the various illnesses or diseases of the cardiovascular system. So in other words, it makes life more simple, more relevant, and it's easier to memorize. So for these 2 years, all the pre-clinical subjects will be taught with clinical correlations and ended with major examinations. It is called the first professional exam. But in between, we have exam for all the system. For each system, like cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, respiratory system, is conducted over a period of 4 to 6 weeks. At the end of it, we have examinations. We call it end of course examinations. But at the end of the first year, after all the courses have been taught, there will be a big major examination called the first professional examination. Once you pass that, then you go to the hospital in your third, fourth, and fifth year. And at the hospital, that's where you learn about real clinical subjects and you really feel that you are on the way to be a doctor. You learn how to diagnose cases, how to examine, take histories, prescribe. So you'll be posted in rotations covering clinical postings such as internal medicines, surgery, obstetric and gynecologists, orthopedic, psychiatrists. So students are exposed. And we have one of the best hospitals in the countries, one of the best lecturers. And on top of that, we also appoint the hospital's clinical specialist who is in charge of the various specialties to teach our students. So they are not only taught by our own lecturers, but are also being taught by the practicing consultants at the hospital. So that clinical stage will go for 3 years. At the end of the 3 years, year 3, year 4, year 5, you have examination at the end of the clinical posting. You will be sitting for the final professional examinations. So once you pass that, you become a doctor. You can use the title doctor, even though you do not do housemanship, you don't do internship. With a degree MBBS, you can use the title doctor. But of course, in Malaysia and in many parts of the world, you need to go for 1 year housemanship or internship. And after that, you will get your annual practicing certificate. You become a fully registered medical doctor. So in short, that's what our MBBS program is. And you asked about USME, right?
Yes, and that's the title of our podcast
Yeah.
today. Can you talk a little bit
So
about the USMLE pathway?
yeah. But before that, I want to tell you that SEGi University is being ranked now 701 in the world.
Mm,
We are 701. Last year we were 734. So we have improved. And we are number one in Malaysia in student diversity, number one in Malaysia for international students, number 5 in Malaysia for international faculty. We have a lot of international faculty members. And we are number 9 in Malaysia for employment outcome. In the world, we are number 8 for student diversity. Imagine how diverse our university is. And 13 in the world for international students, 100 in the world for faculty student ratios, and 179 in the world for international faculty. For with this diverse background, international students and international faculty members, it is only timely that we provide students with USMLE preparation. About 40% of our students come from overseas. We have students from Pakistan, Indonesia, Timor, Egypt, Middle East, Jordan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Thailand, all over the world. I think SEGi has about at least 50 nationalities. For
90
other
today.
faculties, maybe even 90. So at SEGi, we encourage students to take USMLE so that after they graduate, they can go back to their countries. But if they want to go to America or anywhere else, they are equipped with a license to go and do the housemanship or internship in that particular countries. So what is USMLE? USMLE is United States Medical Licensing Examination. Okay, USMLE. But our students not only take USMLE, some students work in UK. They take the UK. Now they call it United Kingdom Medical Licensing Examination. Some of our students go to Australia. Some even work in Egypt. I have one Indonesian student who graduated from here. did housemanship in Egypt, then came back to Indonesia because Indonesian program is 6 years. So after completion of 1 year, you all need to go back to Indonesia, work for 1 more year, then take your national board examination, which is just theoretical, and you can be registered as Indonesian medical doctors. So in SEGi, most students are encouraged to take USMLE. We do not only encourage, okay, we provide a platform. This is one of the biggest USMLE platform preparations in the world. It is called Lecturio. It is a private organization, private medical education consortium, have been in existence for more than 10 years. So they prepare students with all the teaching material. So our students register for Lecturio for free because it's included. Any students who want to register for the tutorial for USMLE, they can register in what they call Lecturio. So in Lecturio, they have a lot of learning tools and features. They have video lessons, they have question bank, they have quiz, they have a concept page, learning pathways, AI tutor, podcast, clinical case simulations, 3D anatomy models. So it covers all medical subjects from anatomy, physiology, biochemistry to clinical sciences. So that's what Lecturio or USMLE. You can just take Lecturio without taking USMLE because our syllabus and USMLE syllabus are comparable in terms of subjects. We map subject to subject. Of course, the difficulty of the questions differ. USMLE is harder. So if you prepare for USMLE, even though you don't take USMLE, when you take our examination, it's easy for you to pass. So this is the bonus. You come get our MBBS program. Then, in the meantime, while you are in second year, you can take the first part of USMLE. When you go to your final fifth year, you take the second part of USMLE. After you graduate, you take the step 3, then you can fly to US and take your specialist examinations. So that's the beauty about our program.
Wow, sounds like a very comprehensive and well thought out program. Thanks for sharing, Doctor. So in my podcast, I like to ask whoever that I'm interviewing some very, very tough questions. So Dr. Professor Zin, while you're with us today, I want to ask you one very tough question. You
Yeah.
mentioned earlier on that the MBBS program in Malaysia is more or less the same because it's a highly regulated program. What do you think makes the SEGi MBBS program different? Or in other words, if I were to ask you to give us your top 3 reasons why students should choose to do their MBBS program with SEGi, what would you say?
Well, I may be biased because I'm the dean of SEGI, but I'm a very professional person. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I've been dean of medical faculty from the National Defense University of Malaysia. I was also at Vidat University College. I was at University of Cyberjaya. Okay, this is my fourth university. Okay, and I've seen medical education evolve. And many parents come and see me. I told them the same frank answer. Every university you go in Malaysia is about 90% the same. Okay. What is different is the cultures, the environment. Okay. In fact, I was very frank. You go to one particular university, you have one particular race, 90% is one particular race. But in our university, it's so diverse. It's so diverse. It's so international. Okay, we don't go by certain cohort of majorities comprising just one race. That's the beauty about SEGI that I see. Oh.
It's
The
the
second
whole
thing,
international experience, isn't it,
oh
Doctor?
yes, international. You feel like you are studying in America with a beautiful campus and your background is like Harvard to me. and your handsome face is shining brightly. So we are very diverse. Okay, that number one. Number two, I've been to a university whose intake is more than 200 students per year, and they only have single intake. Okay, imagine 200 students, single intake. Whereas in SEGi, we have two intake, each intake about 40 students. And we really care for the student. We know students by name. We know which students are absent today. We monitor them closely. We detect their weaknesses early. So it is, to me, a very special relationship between student and lecturer. Whereas in a big university, you have 220 students listening to a lecture in a big lecture hall, where I noticed 10% of students were either playing with the phone, sleeping, or can't be bothered. But when you have small classes, we can pick up students who don't pay attention. So we have a very good student lecturer ratio. Okay, number two. Number three, of course, I explained just now. We, I think, the only one that I know providing free access to lectorial to prepare you for international USMLE qualification. That's number three. Number four, we are a world-recognized university. Our medical program was recognized as QS 5-star. QS 5-star rated our medical program, special rating. Okay. And then, of course, we are recognized by many medical councils in the world, of course, Malaysia and Thailand and Egypt and many other countries. Since we have 40, 50 countries all over the world, so we are recognized worldwide. And last but not least, I think our teaching hospitals, we have very good, dedicated teaching hospital with dedicated lecturers, highly qualified. Every lecturer who teach our students are specialists in the field. Even in the field of, for example, study of the eye, which is called ophthalmology. It is only a 2-week course, but we have ophthalmologists, the real eye specialist teaching. The same thing like radiology, X-ray, or MRI. 2 weeks, we have only specialists teaching. So we don't take any other people except real specialists and who are registered with the National Specialist Register. And then our examinations are moderated by external examiners. We call people from outside. And last but not least, again, we use real patient. In all my previous university, in the examinations, we use simulated patient. These are laymen who become actors, mimicking that they have certain exam, and students will ask questions, examine, and then manage, come out with the discussion and the histories, findings, management, etc. But at SEGi, we don't use actors. We use real patients from the hospital. In the OSCE examination, for example, we have practical station. All 15 practical stations are real patients. So that's the beauty about SEGi.
Wow, wow. That's a lot to take in, Professor. I think when it comes to medicine, people always, when I watch movies and when people talk about medicine, people like to say that we practice medicine. And when it comes to a practice, right, you are only as good as your teacher and you're only as good as how you learn what you learn, right? So being in SEGi, not only do you study in an international environment where we have students from over 90 countries, the classroom are small, and our lecturers are so highly qualified. You get specialists who will teach you, and like Prof. Dato mentioned just now, you deal with real patients. We don't talk about simulation. We bring you to the real cases. It really is an eye opener, and it really gives you an opportunity to really learn from the best and really learn from people who practice medicine on a daily basis. So thank you very much, Dr. Professor, for sharing. My next question to you will be something that I'm sure a lot of students now are asking. What are the entry requirements for both local, that means Malaysian students, as well as international students to pursue MBBS in SEGi?
Okay, I just simplify, very short answer.
Mm,
For the O level, For those overseas may not understand, O-level is just one step before the university entrance examination. O-level, you must have credits or B in physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. So you must have science subject. And then for the pre-university or advanced level in a Commonwealth country, they call A-level or foundation. This is a pre-university entrance examination. You must have physics. You must have physics or mathematics, either one, and you must have biology, chemistry. Biology, chemistry is compulsory. Physics or mathematics, either one. So 3 advanced level subject, and the CGPA must be 3.0 minimum. 2.99 also we cannot accept because 2.99 I have accepted one. We have to ask from the Ministry of Higher Education for approval. So it takes time. So 3.0. So that's minimum. So all credits in all subjects to be easy. CGPA below 3, physics, chemistry, biology. Physics, if you don't have physics, you must have mathematics.
Thank you, Prof. Dato. So at this moment, I'm going to let all the participants know we are approaching the end of our podcast session. I'm going to ask Professor Dato one final question, and then after that, we will open the floor for Q&A. So as Professor Dato is answering the last question, if you have questions that you would like to ask the Dean of Medicine at SEGi University, whom you don't meet every day, he's really very busy. He's everywhere. He's got a lot of things to do. If you want to ask something, this is the best time. I would like to encourage you to just type your content, your questions in the comments box, and then after that we will pick it up and answer. Yeah. So that will be coming right up after Professor Dato answers my last question. And my last question to you is, Professor Dato, a lot of students in the podcast right now are thinking of where to go for their MBBS program. And I'm very sure they are not only comparing just universities, they might be comparing different countries that they want to go and pursue their MBBS in as well. What would your advice be for students who are seeking and comparing MBBS programs, not only across institutions, but in different countries as well?
My advice to them as a future medical student.
Yes.
My advice is, if you choose medicine, you must commit your soul, your mind, your life. It's not half-hearted. It must be fully committed. No two ways about it. Because learning medicine is not like learning management or sociology, okay, where you can study a little bit and at the end of the semester you expect the lecturer to give you some tips for the examinations. In medicine, nobody can give you tips because almost everything will be asked. And the questions is not essay question. It's a true, false, multiple choice question, fill in the blanks, practical examination, clinical examinations. No way for you to escape learning. So if you are not committed, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. Okay. I always feel very sad when students fail. And when I ask them, why do you fail? Said, I'm not interested. I ask them, how do you study? I only study a little bit. I ask them, do you have study group to study? No, I don't have. Then why do you take medicine? My father asked me. So you must be interested, you must be committed, you must be able to devote your time and your life. Because medicine is a very special profession. I would use this word, sorry to use this word, in Al-Quran, many of you are Muslim, Allah say in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 32, Allah say, he who saved a man's life is as though he is saving the life of all mankind. So when you save a mother, for example, you are not saving the mother alone. You are saving the children of the mother. If the mother died, the whole children's life is gone. The husband's life is gone. So that's why the verse say, he who save a man's life is as though he's saving the life of all mankind. So when you become doctors, you have this opportunity to save not only one life, but thousands of lives. So for that, you have to commit yourself. That's my only advice.
That's very good advice. So students, remember, MBBS is a commitment. So make up your mind. If you really want to do this, you really have to put in the hard work and you really have to put in the commitment. And of course, the professor and the SEGi team will do the rest for you. Will give you the best education. We will give you the best learning experiences, and the rest is really up to you. We have a question from Sriyani in the comments box. There are a few actually. The first question that I would like to bring up is so she said, we heard Indonesians cannot do 1 year housemanship in Malaysia. Is that true? So with USMLE preparations and exam before we graduate, where can we do our housemanship? Will it be possible to do it in Singapore with a SEGi qualification plus USMLE?
Okay,
That's
very
a long
straightforward
question.
answer. I do not know how to go around the bush. At the moment, you cannot do your housemanship in Malaysia. Okay,
Mm,
that's number one. Even though Malaysia now is short of 1,000 housemen, okay, we have 4,000 medical graduate in the country. Only 1,000 registered for housemanship. The rest do not know where they go.
mm,
And there are thoughts or plans that suggest that we review our medical act to enable our local and international graduates who get their MBBS from Malaysia to enable them to do housemanship. But that is still in the planning stage. If that happens, then maybe 2, 3 years time, you might have the opportunity. Number two, would you be possible to go to Singapore? Only 3 universities in Malaysia is recognized by Singapore. There is University Malaya, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, University Science Malaysia. If you want to go to Singapore, apply to these 3 universities: UKM, USM. No other universities are recognized. And with USMLE is only for America, not for any other countries. If you want to go to France or UK or Australia, you have to take their own examination. But as I mentioned, most medical syllabus anywhere in the world is the same. You have your basic, strong background in medicine, you can pass any examinations anywhere in the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Another question from the same person, Sri Yanish, is asking, where is the SEGi campus and which hospital will be the clinical placement?
Okay, SEGi campus, main campus for preclinical is at SEGi University. At the background, you can see it is only 30 minutes from Kuala Lumpur by MRT or train. 30 minutes to the center, the heart of Kuala Lumpur. Okay, 30 minutes from here. So here, the first 2 years will be here. We have your anatomy, we learn anatomy, you do clinical skills, all here. In year 3, 4, 5, at the moment, it is conducted in Sarawak, in a place called Cebu, where we have a dedicated 700-bedded hospital, multidisciplinaries, and you have access 24 hours a day. But from next year, we are planning to shift this clinical hospital to Klang, which is also 30 minutes from here. So Klang is the second biggest hospital in the country, second biggest after General Hospital Kuala Lumpur. I studied at General Hospital Kuala Lumpur. It's too big to be good. Okay. Klang is about 1,500 bed, so just sufficient. So we are in very, very intense discussion with Ministry of Health. We are planning for the move. So by September next year, we hope the whole Cebu campus will be relocated. So that's a plan. Okay.
Sounds
So
like
your time,
exciting
I
times
think,
ahead. Mm.
yeah, when they go to clinical year, most probably they'll be in Klang Hospital, which is 30 minutes from here.
And it's the second largest hospital in the country.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
A lot
The
of
next question.
interesting case
Yes,
mix,
sorry.
good case mix.
Yes, indeed. The next question is from Mr. Yusuf Iskandar. Very direct. The medical program at SEGi University, do we offer scholarships or not?
Uh, for local or international?
I'm not sure. I'm going to assume that this is an international student.
From local, we have scholarship from Mara, from JPA, we have PT, PTN. For
Hmm.
international, I'm not sure. Maybe see why you may know about this. I can't promise scholarships.
For international students, the short answer is no. Because it's a highly desirable program. We have a lot of applicants every year. But of course, if you need financial assistance, you can always write into SEGi and we will review them on a case-to-case basis. Mr. Yusof just answered that he's an Indonesian student, Prof. Dato.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Indonesia, Indonesian government mungkin bisa beri beasiswa.
But I mean, in terms of the costing to study medicine in Malaysia, I understand that it's not cheap. But the great thing about SEGi University's program fees is we are very, very competitively priced. So I'm sure if you do more survey around the university, especially private universities around Malaysia, you will find that SEGi University's course fees are very, very competitive. There's another question uh, from Sriani. Should start working with LPDP Indonesia Dato so they list SEGi as part of LPDP program. I think this one is talking about government scholarship. Yes. Yes, maybe we should start working with LPDP. We'll reach out to them and see what we can do.
I'm not sure what does LPDP means.
We'll have to find out. I'll find out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
But thanks for the input.
Yeah.
Right. Are there any questions? If there is no more questions, I'm going to ask Professor Dato to do a quick closing, and then we will close today's session. Prof. Dato.
Okay. I think ultimately the choice is yours. Okay. Whatever university you choose, I think each have their own strength and weaknesses. Okay. I always encourage students and parents to go around and see which one you feel comfortable, compatible, where you have the blend of chemistries. Okay. And then choose wisely. Whatever university that you choose, please commit yourself. Do not waste your parents' money. Okay. And then when you embark on your program, devote your time, yourself, your life to the study of medicine full-heartedly, not half-heartedly. So as the Dean of SEGI, of course, we would welcome you to our place. We'll do our best to make sure you succeed in your journey, and we'll make sure we give you the best we can, and we'll monitor your progress so that together we can make your life easier. With the current systems of medical education, I used to say it's like Asia, everybody can fly. So the current MBBS program, I used to tell students, now everyone can pass, provided you follow the learning objective. Every lecture have learning objective. At the end of the 1 hour lecture, these are the learning objective. If you can answer the learning objective, the questions will be based on the learning objective. So I advise students, number one, listen to your lecturers, attend all lectures. At the end of the lecture, go back and read your book, have a group discussion, practice past year paper. So that's my only advice. And you can never fail if you follow those steps. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dato. So thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. We have come to the end of our podcast today. So I would also like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you who have taken the time to come in. And of course, please join me in thanking Professor Dato for making time as well to speak to everyone. You can type a small thank you message in the comments box. Uh, that would be very, very much appreciated. And with that, we have come to the end of today's session. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you in our upcoming podcasts. Thank you, Professor Dato Zin, as well, for joining us.
Thank you, Siwai.
Thank you, sir.